Good evening, Gooners. Welcome to In the North Bank and the big Sunday show. The big Sunday quiz show. Joined by Mark this evening at short notice. A lot's been going on. I don't know. So there's a lot of things kind of going on, stopping people kind of getting on and around. So. I don't know, something in the air. How you doing, Mark? All right?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. And it's good to be on with you, mate.
No, good. Same again. It's all about that game last night at the Emirates. 2-1 Arsenal against Wolves. It wasn't smooth sailing, I think, by any stretch. Was it? A night of frustration. A relief at the end, and certainly some drama. But yeah, we're going to break it down, I think, in the chat, hopefully with ourselves going through a few bits. Plus, we've also got a mixed bag of 49 quiz questions for everyone to kind of get involved with. So click on the link in the chat, and you can play along on your phone or your laptop. Let's get into it. Mark, what were your thoughts kind of going into the game? I'll just bring you in here. The lineup. What were your thoughts kind of going into the game then?
Well, do you know what, Paul? I was actually excited. I kind of thought that I was excited because Saliba coming back in. It's like, that's fantastic news, and it was news that we really needed. And I was kind of intrigued because I expected Ben White to start on the right and Timber to start on left back. Yeah. I thought it would have been Hincapi and Saliba, and I thought Hincapi's done brilliant since he's came into the side. So I think he's done absolutely fantastic. So I was okay with that. Bit bemused what Miles Lewis-Skelly has to do to get into the side, but with that, I think the only two other question marks you could ask on the lineup would be, does Odegaard come in for Eze, and does Madueke get in the side? So like these were big questions, Paul. But when you're playing every 3 days, like, I understand the rotation, and it's fantastic. It shows the depth that we've got, mate. It shows massive depth in our squad.
Yeah, no, that were two discussions we were having. It was like, well, how are they lining up defensively? And as I said, it looked a bit strange at the start, and it was like, you're suddenly thinking, Timber's coming in. Then it was on the left hand side. Then he started off on the right. I think it was. It was a weird couple of minutes. It was like, you had Ben White there, and then I believe it was Timber next to him as well. And it took a little bit of time to kind of get a bit of used to on that side. Certainly from the stand. But yeah, he hasn't done too bad. I mean, coming into a new league as well, it's gonna be hard. And I think Eze coming in again, we do learn. We've probably had the question: does Odegaard kind of slow things down? These are the general kind of things. Does he stop us from achieving what we need to achieve? I think that's the kind of the cusp of what a few people are kind of saying. But again, on the flip side, Eze looks a little bit lost sometimes in certain moments of the games. Does he affect the game as much as, say, potentially Odegaard over a longer period? That's going to be the question now. It's all right for Palace on that side, and being one of the main players or the main player, you're one of those kind of cogs, aren't you, in a big beast? And now can you step it up and become one of those players? I think that's his kind of grounding what he needs to do, isn't it? But The other thing I was saying, that bench, unbelievable. And then that was it. That's all we said. Just like look at the quality of the bench. That's without another 5 players to come into that equation as well. To that bench on that side when you saw all of it.
100%, Paul. The only bad thing about the bench was there was only, and this just shows the difference from last season, and we're obviously going through, like most teams, injuries, but there was only one defender on the bench. See, last season we were bringing on 3 left backs. To put them at left wing, right back, etc. So the bench was phenomenal yesterday, and it's amazing to see Jesus actually come back on a pitch as well. And it's not going to get stronger. I can't wait for Havertz to get back as well, which I'm pretty sure that's going to be close. On the Eze thing, you're absolutely right, Paul. Eze is going to have to adapt, like with Arsenal. He's not coming into a side that will have to play in transition. He's coming into a side that play against a low block. Yeah. So he's not going to get the time and space, etc. Yes, he knocked out the park with his hat-trick against Tottenham, but I just think that I don't see him dislodging Odegaard in the 10. I think it's a great replacement off the bench. It's an amazing replacement, and he can work across the front 3. We know that he could get there, but these questions around Odegaard for me are just like, personally, I just find them a bit. I'm not with them, Paul, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Odegaard's a top player. He's our captain. He's not getting dislodged out this side by any player. So for me, mate, that question is just not there for me at all.
No, that's it. I'm on that side of the thing as well. It's when you look at him again, he's coming back in after a period out as well. Again, it's the whole dynamic of that midfield. Again, Rice, Zubimendi, Odegaard getting minutes with each other playing, and with throughout injuries and whatever. Then look, they're still in the infancy, I would say, on that side of things. So I look at it. I think Eze's got to do a lot, and again, even if he's say put on the left like he was at Villa, again you've got to be showing a bit more. Whether or not that's kind of not his position, but again, we've got to be kind of affecting the game a little bit more, I think, when you kind of come on. And I'll tell you what, if he did, what a plus for Arteta that would be on that side, when you suddenly think, he can actually go across and make a difference. Because again, you've got another creativity player alongside Odegaard on the other side of the midfield. So, I think Saka is a given, isn't he? I thought potentially he might start putting Madueke kind of on the left-hand side, as well, and almost have that kind of direct running on that side. But he's gone against that, really. I think there's only one time I think he's put him on the left, hasn't he? And then I think they kind of switched it a little bit with trying to work it out. I think.
Oh, I think that that's still a possibility. The thing was, Madueke's just came back from an injury, and we're playing a game every 3 days. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. We're playing a game every 3 days, so maybe this game is too quick just to, like, say, Madueke go and jump on the left-hand side. But that is certainly something I could see. I think at this moment in time, Madueke's form, even though he's just came back from injury, is class. And for me, you have to include him in the side. So I think he starts next week, 100%. Obviously, we've no midweek games, but I just think because he just came back from injury, I think that's why he didn't play. Played in midweek and he was outstanding. That's the only reason I think he didn't get game time.
Yeah, no, like I said, it is all about bringing players in and kind of rotating, and I think there's been so much game time that we've actually had to kind of put in, and it's over a long period as well. I mean, you cast all the way back to Tottenham, and you suddenly think that's such a long time ago. But it's just like it's been relentless. And then with the injuries as well, it's meant that rotation's been a little bit less kind of forced because again, you can't really kind of do it. Calafiore being suspended, I think, was a massive miss as well for the 5 yellow cards. So. Yeah, I think pressure is on Lewis Skelly. You mentioned him in there as well, but I think this when he comes in, he's almost got it's almost got to be usurping like a performance of Eze. I mean, he's got to come in and he's got to really kind of hit the ground running. But again, when you're not getting game time and you're a little bit kind of rusty and you're not really a natural defender, you're gonna have problems going up against someone like a Calafiore or whoever, or even say potentially Nkape playing on the left hand side. I think Nkape is more suited on the left than actually as the centre back. But this is where we suddenly see: does he get caught out of position? Does he or is he affecting or causing problems in the back line? Not getting out to your man quick enough. Stopping the crosses coming in, all these little things which are natural to defenders. But again, sometimes I think because of his age, that's not a diss on him, but again, it's his age as well. It's found a little bit wanting on that side. But going forward with the ball, bringing the ball out, carrying the ball, he's got all in his hands. I mean, he can do it.
100%. Absolutely 100%. I kind of feel sorry for him a bit, Paul. And the reason for it is, and it comes down to the game time. It comes down to the actual lack of minutes that he's actually had. So when you're throwing him into games, you're expecting him to hit the ground running. And I guess you've got to do that in this Arsenal side because we've got the strength and depth's crazy. But now he's almost like our third left back. Because I do think Calafiore's first, and I think Nkape will be second. The second Gabriel comes back, and I think that Miles then gets pushed down to third. And he's phenomenal. And you're right, going forward, it's absolutely outstanding. But we have seen a couple of mistakes from him up left back, but I just think that's a lack of game time. This kid has got it all for me. I think he's outstanding, but I think it's maybe the lack of minutes that he's had that you're seeing it just slowed down a bit, Paul. So I kind of feel sorry for him, but he is going to have to really just step it up another level because he has to. The squad's got that good, and the bottom line, I can sit here and complain and sing praises for Miles Lewis-Skelly all I want the squad to be as good as what it is. So I can't complain. If we're bringing in players that are just maybe just that level up from Miles, then it is what it is. But it's up to Miles to prove that he could get to that level, Paul.
Well, this is it, isn't it? It's look, Arteta's there to try and win trophies.
Exactly.
And this is it. We'd love a token kind of with like Skelly getting the minutes and staying on at 18 and being number one. Look at O'Reilly for Man City. I'll tell you what, like performance wise, he's kind of really shone. So it is up to him. But like I said, he's had a proper chuck in the pan kind of start to his career. I mean, it literally. It's just straight bang into limelight, and now he's got to probably just temper himself and then just suddenly go again, and really kind of try and push on. But hopefully there's more going to be more game time for him throughout all the competitions. Look, we got a busy time ahead. But 15 minutes before the quiz, everyone starts. So anyone wanted to get involved, click on the link. It's on screen and in the chat. So just get involved there. I'm just going to pop into the chat before we just go into the first half, Mark. Just say hello to Rich. Good luck with the show, mate. And even in Paul and Mark, what can I say about that game? Yeah, it was awful. Got the points. Good to see Jesus is looking good. So, yeah, it's a positive. So that's good. Rich could have gone Rice, Eze, Odegaard in midfield, and Madueke on the left. Yeah, we kind of rushed over that. Emerson's in the house as well. Evening, Paul and Mark. Rich has got a nice little question. I'll save that for a little bit later on that side. Yeah, we'll go through that. Right, okay. Okay, so that first 15 minutes, Mark, as the game was going, what did you feel about our approach on that side in that first period?
Paul, do you know what? I kind of felt, I mean, as the game started, I wasn't like overly concerned. I thought, do you know what? We weren't playing as sharp and as fast as like normal. We were still like heavily going down the right hand side rather than the left hand side, which has always been kind of thing for us over the last few years. But I wasn't. Do you know what? I wasn't overly concerned. I did think that I wanted the kind of pace to be picked up a bit. That was the first thing that I kind of pulled out. Is like everything was fine. Like there was no concerns, bar how fast we were playing. That we were just off it just that bit. But I guess when the players, Paul, I don't want to be too negative, and I'm going to be negative. Trust me, you couldn't watch that game last night without being negative. So the negativity will come. But when you're playing like every 3 days, and it's been like that, it's been non-stop from the season started, where it's either we're Premier League, Champions League, Carabao Cups, straight back into the Premier League. The international duty is just constant football. So you can't. It is why you need a massive squad. So I'm not going to be too harsh on the guys taking that into mind, but I am going to be a bit harsh as this conversation continues because we obviously saw what happened yesterday.
Yeah, and look, it was we kind of dominated on the ball. Slow tempo, as we've said. The atmosphere inside the ground, I think, just in general, I just had a sense. I mean, you talk about traditions and kind of things that you'd kind of do before games. That kind of was a little bit different as well from my side as well. And something part of that was like, you know what, superstition. It all hits you. So this is going to be the cause of us dropping points at home. And you're like that, and it was like you get into the ground. It was a bit flat. I'm not gonna lie, and look, there's a fair bit of cheering, but again, really sporadic. But they were sensing a little bit of frustration just from the lack of urgency. I think again, it doesn't help. You've always got the groans. You've got the constant shouts of shoot. I mean, you got a defender about 30 yards from goal, and you're suddenly saying, like, just shoot. And it's like, well, there's got to be a bit of realism to it all. I find it frustrating on that side, and we'll go into the latter part with regards to the ground and the atmosphere and stuff later on. But yeah, I think it could have been a lot quicker, certainly in that final third. But Wolves had the bit between their teeth, as in they're in a massive rut. They've got the new manager come in, and they've turned up at a ground that is usually a fortress, and they've basically said let's damage limitation. Basically, you had the goalkeeper wasting time right from the very first kicks, I would say, and he played very well on that. And every tackle going in, I think they're kind of on the floor and going down as well. I think really kind of broke up the game, played into their hands massively. And then, look, on 25, 27 minutes, we nearly get caught with a sucker punch, and can't remember the name of the guy who come through. David Raya. David Raya made a save on 27 minutes, and everyone was kind of like, Jesus. It's just the gasps, everything. It was it was a bit of poor defending. I think there was a gap between Hincape, I think it was. Yeah, and look, Raya made the save, but as I said, had that have gone in, I'll tell you what, it could have been an even more of a toxic kind of atmosphere, I think, in the ground. What did you think? Because again, that period was quite key as well. Because Ben White went off as well, didn't he? 4 minutes later.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, Paul. I think that was a shot on target in the first half because we didn't even actually help them. And with the atmosphere, Paul, like absolutely, the atmosphere was it came over very flat on TV. It was not good at all. There was nothing to it whatsoever, and I guess that like the team need to be able to generate the atmosphere from the stands, but also the fans need to really stand up as well and just help us through this moment. We know what we're going for, Paul. We know what we're trying to achieve this season. So fans really do need to just like get behind the team regardless of what's going on. And so that wasn't there. The fact that Wolves had the only shot on target in the first half says all we need to know about Arsenal's performance. It was horrendous, mate. No, not completely horrendous. I mean, it was domination. We limited them to one thing, and it could have been a goal. It could have been a goal. From that, but it was shocking that we find it so difficult to break down teams like this, Paul. And again, it comes back to the pace and the speed that we're playing it on the final third. Everything up until the final third was good. Saka, I was more impressed with Saka over this game, even first half, than I have been over the last 3-4 games, if I'm being honest. But out with Paul, it was, you would not look at that game and think that it's top against bottom of the league. You just would not look at it. If you were a neutral and never watched the English Premiership, you would have struggled to work out like where these two teams were in the league.
Yeah. No, look, as I said, I just look at it. I just say, I think everyone had basically written them off. I think there was an energy on that basis. I think everyone's basically just said, right, look, they're going to get absolutely tonked. And Wolves' mindset would have been, damage limitation. Let's make sure we stay in the game. And if we get that little kind of one chance, away we go. But I look at it. I think, look, from that first bit, I've never seen so many kind of crosses go in that were hitting kind of like the front man or whatever. There was a very flat kind of balls going in. Rice again, I don't think he didn't look. It's the most sweaty and the most kind of unlike Declan Rice looking performance. I mean, I'm talking sweaty from being just old FIFA speak, the sweaty goals. I'm talking that he's obviously been ill. And you could see in his face, he looked kind of almost full of it, and like you'd kind of be with after a bout of illness or whatever. Like he's running around, he just didn't look. He didn't look 100% on that side. But look, he carried on and he just kept on battling. But I said there were lots of just gilt-edged kind of chances, just put wide or out, weren't there? It was just.
Oh, I didn't understand. I know that you're going to go into the second half, probably after the quiz start, but I did not understand why he took Zubimendi off and kept Rice on.
Yeah.
I don't know what the feeling was inside the ground, but that for me was like really baffling because, like, obviously Rice was coming back from illness.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. Again, Zubimendi's played a lot of minutes as well, and I think he looked fairly leggy as well.
He looked angry when he came off the pitch.
Yeah, I think they would, but again, I still think he's played a lot. He's played a lot of football as well. And again, we still bite the question that this is the first time now, no game in 7 days, where we can kind of have a proper reset and just get everything kind of back to basics again and get a bit on the training field and stuff and just and go again. But yeah. I think the jury is out again. It's a different role on the team as well. When we look at Zubimendi, it's look, he's the holder. Do we lose something with Rice kind of going in there as well? We don't know. Again, that's the whole grand scheme of things, isn't it? It's just trying to get a tune out of that midfield. But yeah, no shots on target in the first half. Obviously, Skelly on. Ben White going off is very, very disappointing to see. I thought the last 2 games he's played, he looked almost coming to a Ben White of a couple of seasons ago.
Yeah. See the thing about that substitution, Paul, it was weird because it actually changed every single position of the backline.
Yeah.
Like Miles coming on, went to left back and brought Hincapi into left centre back. So Saliba was playing there. He then moved back to right centre back, and then Timber had to push out to obviously right back. It was just kind of one change, and the whole backline just like moved right. It was strange. You've never seen that with Arsenal before.
Yeah. No, like I said, they're doing a lot of stuff which is kind of not the norm. And it's like I said, look, these performances aren't going to be fluid, proper, polished kind of performances. I just think in the way we are, just with the players that you've got out. But we obviously miss Gabriel, and as I say, I think Calafiore was a big miss on that left hand side. Just being able to set up like normally. So we depart in the half time. Yeah, subdued, lots of grumbles. Yeah, a lot of people getting restless. How did you think it was going to go at half time? Obviously, we've got a habit of pulling out a better performance in the second half, haven't we? Where Arteta really kind of pulls it out and gets a few instructions into them. What were your feelings at half time?
Do you know what? It was calm because of the bench, Paul. I just started the podcast with when you see the kind of bench and you see the attacking power that we had to come on. And one other thing that makes me feel calm with Arsenal this season is Arteta. Well, he's been kind of blamed for 2 weeks of substitutions and stuff. I think this season he's really got that bang on. So I was actually, to be fair, I was still calm. I was just like, we need to step this up, and Arteta needs to get into the guys at half time to really try and push them on and just get some kind of urgency, Paul. I just felt there was honestly so lackluster. But I'm not going in too deep on the guys because it would be unfair because of the amount of games that they've had to play. But it really wasn't a general feeling. But it was still okay because of that bench.
Yeah. What do you think in the chat? Do you feel like we would blow it, or was everyone pretty much fine with it and fine, knowing that we'd probably make a change and something will happen? Let us know. Just going to pop in again before we start the quiz. Rich said, I thought the Martinelli one was strange, given that Wolves were always going to sit in a low block. I mean, probably Martinelli was probably the one that was, or the only one that was probably ready to maybe start the game. Again, like I think we said, Madueke, Trossard again, coming back from a couple of knocks, and obviously Madueke's injury. I think kind of he's almost been the one that's not really had that kind of game time. What the others have had. So I think that's probably why it's happened. You agree with that, Mark?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, totally. The Trossard, I think out of all the left wingers, if we're being honest, and I've kind of criticised Trossard at the start of the season, I think he's the most on fire on that left hand side for us at
Yeah.
this moment in time, and you have to give him his flowers, Paul. But you're right. I think he would have started the game, and but it just seems like knock after knock. But when you've got wingers going down as well, I'm not making excuses. Every team gets injuries, so please don't think there's
Yeah.
excuses coming. But however, there's just he. If everybody was fit right now, it'd be very difficult to take Trossard off the left wing because he's the most informed out of all of them, in my opinion. But yeah, it just Martinelli had to start that game because it's just injury after injury after injury at the moment. And as we said, Paul, when you quite rightly, thank you. And like I always love when Arsenal play football, especially every 3 days. It's fantastic to watch when you're watching what's happening with us just now. Thank God we have a week off. And I'm grateful for that week off. It is needed, so badly needed. I don't even think that we're training, Paul, to be honest.
No, well, look, I've said this before. I said, look, you play every 3 games. What you've got is a rest kind of period the day after.
Yeah.
You might then have a little tactical debriefing or whatever, and a mini session. But you're then straight out on the road again or on an aeroplane going to Europe or whatever for the next game, and you're suddenly thinking, well, look, this is how it then goes. It then goes to Premier League. I mean, how much like time do you get when you suddenly got to get all the way up to? I mean, even say up to Newcastle or to Sunderland or whatever. It's
So,
again, it's mad. But again, it's what it is, and yeah, look, you have to try and deal with it. But again, a lot of the players are running on autopilot. I think in those period of condensed games, and I think Arteta summed it up pretty well. It's like saying, look, they are literally shot because they've not been trained. Yeah, there's no training sessions to really set them down. Look, the time when we've actually had time, they're all internationals as well. You think about that as well. You look at the condensed. You look at the condensed kind of calendar everyone's had, and it's like, well, 16 games in the league since mid October. Mid August, and then you've then got 3 rounds of internationals. So 6 international games or whatever. It's mad. So yeah, you do wonder. It's definitely a winter break. I'd be happy for a winter break just on that side. A little bit disappointed about the festive fixtures, but as said, look, the companies are putting that to the sword anyway now, aren't they? No Boxing Day fixtures, are they?
No, but you just have to look. The last time that Arsenal had a winter break, we went away to Dubai and we came back and we won 16, drew 1 and lost 1 and almost won the Premier League. Just getting that hot weather training and actually Arteta being able to get the guys back out. We are in every competition. And Arsenal fans need to see that. I know there's a bit of disgruntledness or a bit of distress online regarding the way that we're currently playing, etc. But I think we're more than adding context to why we're playing the way that we're playing at the moment. So hopefully people do listen and don't shoot off on the internet and stuff like that through what's there. I would imagine a massive performance next week against Everton. Just for the fact the guys will be able to recover. The guys will be able to get back on the training ground and be with the coaches, be with Arteta, etc. So I do feel that that's going to be massive for us, Paul. And I know every club's the same. Not every club's the same, but the top clubs are the same that are in Champions League and still in the Carabao Cup, etc. But it's real. It's real. As you said, the recovery, maybe a light training session, bang, you're travelling, you're away to another game.
Yeah, no, that's it, mate. That's it. Yeah, let's go. We are going to dive into round 1 on the quiz, and then we'll go on into the second half. after this. So everyone, get ready. If you haven't joined, please get involved. The link's in the chat. So let's get going. But we're gonna get started.
Could you still hear me, Paul? Yeah.
Yeah, I can still hear you.
All right, perfect. It's just I'm having to jump between screens.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay.
Okay, so the round one. Yeah, we're told it's a mixed bag, but we are going to kind of be mixing it up from Arsenal through to a little bit of general stuff and whatever. But yeah, just to keep this kind of going. Who am I? Round one. I was a football player who won the first ever Ballon d'Or award in 1956. Who am I? Dennis Law, Raymond Copper, Alfredo Di Stefano, Stanley Matthews.
That was a complete guess.
7 answered. Oh, Stanley Matthews.
Was it? Oh, well.
Yeah. Stanley Matthews was the only person to have been knighted while he's still playing football. So there you go. Okay. Next question. That was a good start, everyone. I wrote the book Gone Girl, which was later turned into a movie starring Ben Affleck. Oh, this is for the ladies. Who am I? Jojo Moyes, Gillian Flynn, Paula Hawkins, Leanne Morandi.
Between two. I've got to pick myself.
I feel like Jeremy Clarkson tonight, actually.
I'm going to pick myself on this. I guarantee I get this wrong.
Are you ready? Who's going to break the seal? Come on. Oh, we have got some. United is better. There you go. Five successful ones. Did you get it? Oh, you did.
I got it.
Okay, there's 10 questions in this round. So I am an American actor and former New York City fireman who volunteered in the aftermath of the 9/11 terrorist attack. Who am I? Steve Buscemi, Jack Nicholson, Ben Stiller, Alec Baldwin.
I'm pretty sure I know this one. No, I'm not.
Okay. Four winners there. Let's go. I'm just going to switch this over. Just for YouTube. Okay, Liverpool Airport is named after me. Who am I? Jamie Carragher, John Lennon, Cilla Black, or Paul McCartney. Tough one. John Lennon. Oh, the 3 that got it wrong. Hang your heads.
Yeah, I know. I was sitting worried myself. I thought, no, you have to get this one right, Mark.
Which one of you picked Jamie Carragher? Okay. I am the former US president that banned Christmas trees from the White House. Who am I? Richard Nixon, Abraham Lincoln, Donald Trump, Theodore Roosevelt.
I think I went the wrong one. Again. Choice between two again. I think I went the wrong one. Oh no, I wasn't.
There you go.
Got it.
4 winners. Emerson, one of the winners. AFC 1298 as well. One brain cell. I'm not even. Yeah, these. We need to work out who these are.
I think one brain cell's Richard.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, sounds about right.
It does.
It's better than his last week's one, anyway.
I can imagine.
I voiced Zazu, the red-billed hornbill, in 1994's Lion King. Who am I? Danny DeVito, Rowan Atkinson, Eddie Murphy, or Robin Williams?
Oh no. Oh, it's so damn. I should get this. I should get that. I've watched that 2 million times. I've got kids.
And Rowan Atkinson.
Right. I deserved that.
Okay, I'm an American actor with an asteroid named after me. Who am I? Denzel Washington, Tom Hanks, Leonardo DiCaprio, or Jamie Foxx? Asteroid called Tom.
Tom Hanks.
Was? Oh, I didn't know that one. There you go. Well, there you go. Asteroid is called Tom Hanks 12818. Well, there you go. Of course they knew.
Well done, the guy's got that right.
Yeah. I was an Athenian philosopher in ancient Greece who penned books like The Republic, Laws, and Symposium. Who am I? Socrates, Homer, Plato, Aristotle. Oh. Go. Who's confident? Plato. One brain cell.
That's definitely Richard.
Yeah. Okay. I am an American actor who once bought $150,000 octopus to apparently improve my acting. I filed for bankruptcy in 2009. Who am I? John Cusack, Wesley Snipes, Stephen Baldwin, Nicolas Cage. That's a lot of money for octopus. Was Nicolas Cage. 5 correct answers there. He also bought a Tyrannosaurus skull for $276,000, which he eventually had to give back as it was found to be stolen. More money than sense, right? That's the phrase, isn't it?
It is.
Okay, this is an evil question. So you lose 100 points if you get it wrong. I was a professional wrestler for the WWE whose motto was, I lie, I cheat, I steal. Who am I? Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, Alberto Del Rio. Where's Mr. Tom tonight? Or is... Was Eddie Guerrero. Oh. There you go. 6 correct answers. Oh, it might be a fluke and 1 brain cell. minus 100 each. There you go. End of the round. So AFC 1298 is leading. From United is better. Emerson in third. And Mark, yourself in fourth place.
That's respectable.
I need to see. Yeah, I know Richard is Richard is there. This is. Oh, we need to have a little look at this. That's someone else. Yeah, the one brain cell is someone else.
Yeah, it can't be rich. I thought one brain cell done a lot better than that.
Yeah, there you go. That's him. Yeah, there you go. We found him. There's Richard. Okay, so that's it. So we'll leave round one there. Just going to quickly go before we delve into the second half. Richard did pose a question. I can't see you, Mark. You've got.
Oh no, jump back up.
Question: did the players walk out on the pitch with the mindset they'd already won the game? Oh, hello.
So you got to.
Yeah, there you go. So, did you hear that?
Yeah. Do you know what, Paul? I'm getting feedback. Sorry. Am I still open on the other one?
Yeah. How's that?
Yeah, that's better. Yeah, Paul. It was almost like this is going to be a formality. I felt when they came out in the second, I thought the attitude and what got the start was maybe a bit wrong. So I did kind of feel that they did have that attitude. This is already like it's a give me. No tempo, very frustrating. Watching Jokeres, if I have to like touch on a couple of players, he was totally frustrated. Completely and utterly frustrated. It was, it didn't come over. There was only a couple of players, in my opinion, Paul, that would have gave pass marks to overall in the game and also first half. But I just felt like it wasn't great, mate, at all.
Yeah. No, I said I don't think that comes from Arteta either. I think that's the worrying thing as well. And this is where I say there's a big reset coming from the players. I think they're emotionally washed, I suppose, from the amount of games they've had. But yeah, I think his press conference really summed it all up, which we'll kind of go on as we go through. Just a quick hello from Retroholic. How you doing, mate? Hope you're well.
Big up, Retro.
Richard said, yeah, right, there you go. Grace, Charlie's girlfriend, is one brain cell.
I think I've met her in life, real life. So Richard, that's bad. Richard, that's bad, mate.
So we are going to go now. Let's have a little look. I'm going to actually ask a question in the chat. Was that the worst half of football that we've ever played this season? Let me know. What would you say? Yeah or no, Mark?
Yeah, I would. Do you know what I would say yesterday? The whole entire game, and you're absolutely right, Paul. I'm absolutely with you. It's not on Arteta. It comes down to the players. But Paul, I think that you've got to give them some slack. Again, when you're just like every 3 days, these guys have come back from injury and they're in, and it's just game. So yeah, you kind of got to take it, but yesterday's whole 90 minutes are the worst 90 minutes. Even if you broke any part of the season, was the worst game of football I've ever watched, or one of them. It was absolutely not like Arsenal. Lackluster. I think the players are massively to blame. But at the same point, we've came up with reasons. Declan Rice, I thought, was shocking. my personal opinion, but he was suffering an illness. Zubimendi, I thought he looked kind of decent. But honestly, if I could just, before you go to the goals, if I could just give pass marks, it's Timber and Kape and Saka. That honestly, I could not. And Trossard, I guess a little bit, but you couldn't go past that.
No.
Honestly, I think that's how bad we are. We were, sorry. You couldn't give a pass mark to anyone else.
No, I said we spoke about losing Ben White earlier, and that was the balance. So that's changed a lot of the balance at the back. Look, were we too conservative, knowing that we've then got the steal on Man City playing today, getting those 3 points. It's another play on potentially. Did we just take it for granted? I suppose that's how we look at it. And we've been pretty good at taking advantage of stuff, haven't we, Mark?
Yeah.
When teams have actually fallen over, we've actually done well in actually picking up the points and going against the grain, I would say, because that never used to be our forte.
Yeah, no, 100%. But Paul, see if we are with that mindset, then please do yourself a favour, have a look in the mirror and get freaking rid of it, because we'll not win the Premier League if we do have that. We'll not have that at all. I just don't want to be over harsh on the guys. I really, really don't. I was disappointed after Aston Villa's helped me, especially conceding that goal when we did. And even then, it wasn't harsh on the team for what's happening. We're still 2 points clear. But guys, if we're going to win this Premier League, go and put an absolute stamper down, and that means beating teams like Wales, who have only got 2 points, by the way, 2 points, the worst in record. I think there's only four teams that share the point tally is the worst at this stage ever. One of them's from 1956 or something like that. And then there's another 3. It's horrendous. And we're struggling this badly against them at home. It's just, it's not good attitude, Paul, if that was our mindset. And I pray that it's not. But unfortunately, Paul, maybe we should touch on it. The atmosphere is not massive in the ground. Maybe this is when we give our players a lift. Maybe this is where, if the atmosphere was high, like a Champions League game, etc., against Real Madrid, and we were doing that with Wales, we could give the extra 10, 20% to our players who are absolutely dead on their feet and just got that extra edge out with them. So, while we could sit here and criticise the players, maybe we should also be criticising the fans inside the stadium for
I've said this all along, Mark, and I said, look, if you're going to be labelling players' performances as substandard or whatever, look at yourself in the mirror.
100%.
Yeah? If you're not giving up, look, it's not a midweek game. Saturday, 8 o'clock. Where have you got to be?
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, you're at the ground. It should be an absolute buzzing atmosphere. Everyone's having a good jolly. Yeah, it's coming around Christmas time. A lot of people are out having a few drinks. Get in the stadium, get supporting the team. I don't get the whole thing, and again, it's just hypocritical. I feel, because again, I could say your supporting is substandard to a lot.
Paul, do you know something? I hear, I've been there, I'm luckily, I'm a lucky guy. I had one of my best experiences ever as an Arsenal fan, and I've been to a couple of away games last season with yourself, and we have one of the best away fans in the absolute freaking world. Honestly, what the guys do when we're away from home is nothing short of incredible, and that doesn't matter if if it's a midweek game, a Saturday game, or whatever game it is, our away fans are just unbelievable. Like the singing from start to finish, it's phenomenal. See, yesterday I heard Wolves, 2,500 of them. They got 2 points on the board. They came all the way down to the Emirates, and I hear them sing. And there's 57,500 Arsenal fans inside that stadium. Can hear them, Paul. It's you're absolutely right. If you're going to, as an Arsenal fan, you're going to criticise Arteta, these players, this team, then have a good look at yourself, because that was not good enough at all.
No, and it's almost like everyone's kind of on a given. They expect to, we expect to be entertained. You expect to walk in and get 3 points. It's unfortunately that doesn't work like that, and you've almost got to give something back. Yes, players do have a part to play to raise it, but then there's also the massive carrot dangling in front of everyone to get behind, be the 12th man, and make the difference. And unfortunately, a lot just tend to not worry about that, and they're up for the glory or the thought of glory with not a huge amount of or an output. Look at the queues for even the bars to get drinks at half time. People are leaving at 30 minutes, getting to in the concourse and start drinking. I don't even get me started about going early.
Arsenal need to do something about that, though, Paul. That isn't a fan issue. That's more of an Arsenal issue if they can't get their drink sorted for halftime. So I can kind of see it on that side. I can kind of see it on that side, but you're absolutely right. I mean, Arsenal have switched off the TVs now inside the Concord. I've done it. I've sat down there. By the time I've got my pint, I've sat before the second half's kicked off, and I'm finishing off my drink and watching the game. And they've put a stop to that. So Arsenal trying everything that they can, but go and sort your drinks, sure.
Well, no, look, I don't mind a drink. Sorry, I don't mind is not the word. I love a drink. At half time, and look, it is a nightmare. They've got massive improvements to make on it. Again, it comes with different crowds as well. Sometimes you can have it and it's pretty decent with a normal crowd. You would say like the normal ones that do attend. The ones that then kind of the games where kind of there's a lot of tickets on exchange and whatever. You go to even say like not so much the women's game, but you look at say like the Carabao Cup games. A different crowd all of a sudden it goes to pot and you suddenly it's crazy. But again, no screens. They have a little countdown clock on a couple of the screens, but if you're not obviously looking at those screens, we didn't actually know it kicked off. So we got a drink and then we literally pretty much down the pint, and then literally got to the concourse, and it was like 57 seconds in, and it was no announcement, like which they could say the game is just kicking off, get up there. And look, I don't want people to be standing up there just doing it, but again, look, people are like there, they're probably like about 2-3 pints like deep at half time. It's like, you know what I mean? You're going up there after half time, and you're looking to try and get a pint, but then there's people there holding their 2 pints, blah blah blah, drinking away or finishing one, queuing up for another one. It's like, well, look at the minute, just where's your allegiance? Are you supporting your team, or are you just would you rather just be just carrying on drinking? I don't know. It's adds to that kind of issue. I would say, but let's just go back into Rich Hollick. I like Hincapié, but I feel as long as we try to persist with him as a centre half, we'll have problems, as he was a wide back in a back four. I don't think he's good enough. I'm in a back three. Sorry, I don't think he's good enough to play in a back four.
I don't agree with that.
No.
I love Hincapié, honestly, Paul. I'm like, this kid is like just came into the Premier League. And he's actually hit the ground running. Like, well, if we could go and speak about players, I know it's different position, like Florian Wirtz, for instance, and big, massive money signings that have came out of Premier League and they've not hit the ground running. This guy came in and deputised for Gabriel and also played left back as well. I'm sorry, Retro, mate. Like me and you do disagree on a number of things, but this is one. I can't have that, bro. I think Hincapi's been fantastic for us, and he won't get better.
No. I think left back is probably his better position, and like I say, yeah, for Dortmund, obviously he was playing on the left side of there, but and he played a decent part in that team. Was it Dortmund? That wasn't Dortmund, was it?
No, he was
Leverkusen, wasn't it? That's it. I've got my blooming club so blooming messed up. And yeah, obviously the unbeaten run, and he had a good part to play in there. So no, I think 100% of as a dual player as well. I think he's going to be very, very interesting to have kind of around. But name a club that's certainly in the top 5 or 6 or 7 that have had to now bring in 2 players from different leagues to play as first choice centre backs at this level. I mean, one's bad enough, I would say, and we've seen that through time. You know, we obviously have to bring in someone. It might have been Kirill or whatever, Rob Holding, or you know what I mean. We've been there, we've seen it. But yeah, look, it's too early to be kind of rushing off people.
Paul, do you know what? Just see to add to that. See if you look at it for what it is. They're doing it on an eyesight test. I think people are doing it on an eyesight test. An eyesight test is we've got one of the best freaking centre backs in Europe out, and Hincapi's coming in to replace him. So I think that people are looking at like, oh, there's a drop off between Gabriel and Hincapi. Of course, there's going to be 100%. The Gabriel is just absolutely. I actually think he's the best centre back in the whole of Europe at this moment in time. Is Gabriel. Unfortunately, with injury, we'll pull that to side. So if you take that out, Paul, are people doing it through judging through like the rise of the drop off between Gabriel and Hincapi? I think Hincapi's been amazing. I didn't want to lose Kevio. Hincapi coming in, I actually am thinking, do you know what? We've got an upgrade here. Well, the time will tell.
Even Mascara. Yeah, both of them. So yeah, look, we'd take it. Look, it's an opinion. We respect it, but yeah, I think you need to give them time. Also added, they messed around with the atmosphere when they did the balance system and started giving influencers freebies. I've said for a fair while, yeah, I don't get how, yeah, certain ones do end up the way they have, way they have got with tickets and yeah, even away tickets to a certain degree. Yeah, certainly when you know the roots and where they've come from. So yeah, a little bit disappointing. But yeah, as I say, yeah, there's positives and then there's real negatives on the system. But I think the main thing is, yeah, the focus on making sure there's fan retention in the stadium, no matter what stage of the game is, which I said we'll go into later on about that at the end of the game. But yeah, that's that. But yeah, I'm gonna jump into to round 2 because I'm conscious of it. I think we're gonna do round 2 and 3 in one go, and then we'll go on to the goals and discuss some own goals. So yeah, should be interesting. So let's get back to it. Okay, round 2 is Guess the Footballer. Okay, another 10 questions. Okay, I was the second highest goal scorer of the 2021-22 season, scoring 18 goals. Who am I? Harry Kane, Jamie Vardy, Cristiano Ronaldo, or Sadio Mane? Go. Cristiano Ronaldo. Dodgy spelling. Okay. I'm the most capped England player with 125 appearances. Who am I? David Beckham, Peter Shilton, Bobby Moore, Wayne Rooney. That is 00 for Moore. Peter Shilton.
I can't get into the quiz.
Where are you at?
The main page. Just continue, mate. It's all good. Yeah, just continue.
All right. I've played for Leeds United, West Ham, and Newcastle. Who am I? Harry Kewell, Kieran Dyer, Lee Bowyer, Jonathan Woodgate. I think you've frozen that as well. It was Lee Bowyer. I scored a hat-trick in the 1996 World Cup final. Who am I? Jeff Hurst, Robson, Roger Hunt, or Alan Ball? It was Jeff Hurst, obviously. I was defender in the 60s and 70s, nicknamed Chopper. Who am I? This is an evil question. Ron Harris, Norman Hunter, Tommy Smith, or Will Young. Willie Young, not Will Young, he's the singer. Ron Harris. Chopper. I was a football player who won the first ever. Oh, hello. We've had this one before. Who am I? It's a freebie. If anyone gets this wrong. Oh, we have got a couple wrong. Oh.
I don't know what happened to mine. I knocked mine's off, so I couldn't get back in.
Oh, okay, mate. Oh, another time. Okay, I scored the winning goal for Portugal in the Euro 2016 final against France. Who am I? Eder, Ronaldo, Sanchez, or Silva? What's your vote?
But it says Silva.
Edda.
Who was it?
Edda.
Was it? Right, okay.
Edda scored the only goal in extra time. Okay. I won the FA Cup with Arsenal and the Premier League with Manchester United. Who am I? Andy Cole, Andy Welbeck, Alexis Sanchez or Robin Van Persie.
I think that's Welbeck, but I think everybody will go for Van Persie.
Close. Van Persie.
Was it Van Persie?
Yeah.
Snake was the first thing that came in my head, but
Yeah. I've managed Oxford, Middlesbrough, Northampton, and Sheffield United. Who am I? Chris Wilder, Sam Allardyce, Graham Potter, Dean Smith. 5 seconds.
just Wilder.
It is.
These are broke questions. Are you making them up yourself, or?
No, I've got, do a few of them, but yeah, not all of them. I've done the Arsenal one myself, but yeah, these ones are a little bit out there.
Yeah.
I've played for Chelsea, Nottingham Forest, and Leeds United. Who am I? Conor Gallagher, Patrick Bamford, Jack Harrison, Jack Colback.
Bamford.
Yeah.
Yeah, had to be.
Okay,
I'm
so
better
the end of the
than I
round.
thought.
Yeah. There we go. AFC 1298 is ahead again. Richards playing catch up.
Give us 2 seconds, mate.
Yeah, no worries. I think we lost Emerson as well. Okay. Round 3 is true or false. True or false, human teeth are the only part of the body that cannot heal themselves. No need for dentists, then, would they? Of course, it was true. Oh, AFC's had a nightmare. Okay, true or false? The letter Z doesn't appear in any American state's name. True or false? Okay, it is false. Arizona. It's cute. Doesn't appear in any American state's name. Okay, true or false? Europe is the only continent in all 4 hemispheres. Three seconds. Okay, it is false. Africa is the only continent in all 4 hemispheres. Okay, true or false? Central Park in New York City is larger than the entire country of Monaco. Principality, isn't it? Okay, it is true. Central Park is 840 acres, whilst Monaco is 513.98, just to be precise. Okay, this is a double points question. Avocados are vegetables. Double points, double whammy. They're false. Actually, fruits. Only 3 got that. Okay, a group of hyenas is called a laugh. I thought that was the Tottenham result. So. That was a fair laugh.
That's got to be false.
It's false. A group of hyenas is called a cackle. Another 3. Oh, Emerson's back. Okay. No number before 1,000 contains the letter A in the English language.
False. Well, number 8 does. Or did I pick up totally wrong?
Doesn't contain the letter A.
Letter A?
Yeah.
Yeah, 8 does.
8?
Yeah.
That's E.
E. Oh, no. So was that true? Was that true?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
True. Oh.
Mark.
Over 60% of the world's lakes are located in Canada. It is true.
I haven't got that one.
Okay. Ketchup was once sold as medicine. Good with a hangover. It is true.
I think I probably would have been true because that was too stupid a question to
Yeah,
be false.
I'm sure it was obviously a lot different. There you go. Sold as a medicine, claiming to cure ailments like diarrhea and indigestion and jaundice.
That's a sure hangover cure.
Yeah, who later sold the recipe in a form of tomato pills. There you go. 90% of the world's population lives in the northern hemisphere. surprised Mr. Tom's not in tonight. He's probably just been reminiscing over the draw today.
Yeah.
Okay. And Jazz McJazz Hands, 13. Flew away with round 3. So, yeah. Well, there you go. That was good. Okay, let's just do that, and then we'll hit the final 2 after the goals. So we talked earlier on about the corners and stuff, and how poor they were, and then all of a sudden, we had another corner come in, and there was a spot of karma. Oh, hello, Mark. I've lost you. There you go. There was a spot of karma in the stadium, wasn't there? And it was said about a certain individual, playing a few little dark arts and slowing things down. And care to elaborate, Mark?
It was absolutely fantastic. What a free kick, by the way. It was absolutely, and you're absolutely right, Paul. At this point, I am getting frustrated. I'm getting frustrated at Wales. Every time that a player was touched, they were on the deck. As you said, the goal kicks were taken forever, restarts forever. There should have been a lot more yellow cards. And Saka just bounces one in, hits off the inside of the post, and then bang, off their goalkeeper and into the back of the net. It was just a beautiful moment, Paul, and it was well justified, and it was karma. I don't know what I would have preferred if it was just a Saka corner that just went straight in the top corner, or for that moment to actually happen, because at that point I was getting annoyed. It was getting annoyed.
Yeah, look, I think a lot of it come from that as well. I think, look, we would talk about nervous energy in the stadium. I think that was probably the main part, where you suddenly saw the referee kind of buying the players going down as well. Even the added time and stuff, it just didn't make sense. I mean, you had 4 minutes, I think, wasn't it, in the first half, but then you had Ben White down. I'm pretty certain Ben White, if I haven't obviously seen the game in real time, but I'm pretty certain he was down for about 4 minutes on his own.
Easily, Paul. It was that one.
Each time the referee was pointing to his watch all the time. Every goal kick, every time the ball went out, and all the time they were waiting for goal kicks to let the ball go out play. The goalkeeper just kept on letting the ball go. Didn't want to have the ball in his hands. Let it go out for a goal kick, and then he'd be wasting more time. Each time the referee was doing it's like he's making a message to one of his loved ones or whatever to say, look, it's Christmas time. I need a new watch. You know, I don't know. That's all I can kind of think of. It's just like it was pointless. You weren't having the time on.
Do you know what? You're absolutely right. When Ben went down, it was honestly, mate, it was well over 4 minutes. And always, like, one of the things that, like, I know it's a dark art and no teams do it. To see when they're holding on the ball and they're delaying on, like, to get a touch and they're down for like 40 seconds rolling about, like they've just been shot, etc. It's always funny when they actually go behind and then you start watching them play immediately after that point, because it's all of a sudden everything's like, obviously, let's do it with speed, let's really, we can't fall about anymore. And you instantly see the difference between a side completely time wasting to go into that. I don't blame Wales for that, though, Paul. I do not. You've got to remember, they've changed managers, they've lost all their best players. That club is in absolute turmoil, and they have 2 points. So you can't blame them. If that was me and I was manager of the club, I'd be doing the same. I'd be telling the players to do it, 100%. And it's up to us to be better to make sure that doesn't happen. But Saka's corner coming off the goalkeeper and then ended up in the back of the net, it was just a thing of beauty, mate. At that point, I was getting really, really frustrated.
Yeah, no, definitely. As I say, this is what I say. Like, I can't see how you can really expect to win. And then this is what I said. Look, it's a known fact. There's no easy games, and it don't matter if you've got 3 points, 2 points, whatever. At some point, that team's going to get a result, or they're going to go on an actual run of getting some results, and you just hope it isn't against you at some point. And you can see they had something to hold on to. I'm not saying they're flipping well beaters, and it should have been like that. But on another occasion, we probably could have been 3 goals up with those chances that we kind of did put wide. So you do look at it, and it's only kind of a small percentage kind of way. If you kind of added another 5% onto the actual output of what we actually put in, there's a couple of goals there. And unfortunately, it just wasn't to be. But yeah, definitely lifted the atmosphere up on that side, and yeah, there was more of a sense that we were kind of back to it. But we had 20 minutes then after that, didn't we? And yeah, what was when did Zubimendi go off? Was that around? Was that with Jesus, or was that after? I can't remember if it was.
No. That was well before. It was well before. I thought Zubimendi went off about 65. I could be way off, but I think it was as early as that.
Right.
That he went off. So it was well before Jesus coming on.
Yeah, he had 10 minutes. I said that Jesus might have got like 15 minutes, but yeah, look, he had 10. And again, that kind of lifted a little bit. And even Martinelli had that little run, didn't he? Before he went off. And it was it was his final action. It was the only time he actually took the ball past the player and run. It was almost like that. I've got to do something.
Yeah,
otherwise they're going off. And then
do you know what, Paul? There was actually the sign went up, like for Martinelli was where he get substituted, and that's when he done it.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
He knew he was off the park at that point. It's not the sign didn't go up, but the substitution was where it happened, and Martinelli could see it, and he knew he was gone. And then he done that, and it was just like, mate, what have you been all game?
No, that's it. And if he does that, and he has that kind of confidence to actually go past players, he can do it. And again, we missed two goals at the back post. One was Gyökeres, one was Saka. And I mean, if someone's literally banking on that ball coming in and just wanting to get their body on the ball, they'd have ended up in the back of the net, but they'd have had a goal. We didn't bank on that. And yeah, his was one of them. And if Gyökeres had kind of banked on that kind of going through, if the ball hits him, it's in the back of the net. And he didn't. But I thought he'd done right. And the little swivel he done inside the box, and he kind of then knocked the ball across the goal, didn't he? So he had a good attempt. But as I said, it must be frustrating for him as well, because again, you're trying to get service, you're trying to get amongst it, and you're not getting that kind of that feeding from everyone. So it must be a little bit frustrating, I think, for him. But I'm sure it's going to come good down the line on there. What did you make of his performance, just in general?
Do you know what, Paul? See, this season, I kind of said at the start of the season, and I was on the Sesko bandwagon rather than Gyökeres. And I was arguing with a couple of other people yesterday regarding this. Not because I think Sesko is a better player than Gyökeres, just that Sesko, and we lob balls into the box, and Sesko's a bit bigger, a bit stronger in the air, and you'll score goals. I think Gyökeres will come good, but where I think he's going to come good for us this season, Paul, is going to be in the Champions League. If you have a look at the goals, teams just set up differently to us in the Champions League. It's more open. If you look, I think we've conceded one goal, and I'm not sure how many we've scored now. Is it like 19, 20 goals, something like that?
Yeah.
So I just feel the deeper that we get into the competitions, this is where jokers are really, really fly. But we need to find a way to get him into either our system or start creating a system around him. Right now, he is a goal scorer, Paul, but he's a goal scorer for a team on a kind of transition rather than a team that faces low blocks all the time, or low to mid blocks. So for me, that is why we're not seeing Gyökeres light up the Premier League at this moment in time. Honestly, if he was at Crystal Palace, some of these teams, you would see, like even in Newcastle, he would be banging the goals in by now. He would probably get double, if not even more, than what he's currently got, or triple what he's currently got. Just at Arsenal, it is not the right setup for me, Paul. And we need to find him, or he needs to find us. And that's work that Arteta's got to do. But overall, I'm just seeing so much frustration coming from him. So much frustration coming from him.
No, definitely. Yeah. No, as I said, it's look, and look, we've already discussed about the training side of things. There isn't a huge amount you can really kind of work on stuff at this minute. You just hope it obviously helps, obviously through the next period of the season, and hope he comes good. I'll tell you what, you could have a moment. So look, get into the latter part of the season. Who knows? But
he's not a bad player, Paul. He's not a bad player. People need to wait off him as well. He's came from a league. I know people say that he knows English football. He knows Coventry City in the Championship. This is not Coventry City, and we're not in the Championship. He's came from the Portuguese league, and he's having to adapt. And he'll find his way, and he's a goal scorer. He knows where the back of the net is. So, like, people just need to relax. But when Arteta will have a plan. No way Arsenal spent the money we did to bring him in as our number one striker without having a plan. It'll work. And do you think it won't? Go and look at Liverpool. What was it, 130 million on foreign bursts? What has he actually done? He's had one good game, and it was against the Bundesliga side where he came from. So people just need to relax on the Gyökeres thing for me, mate.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, there's been lots of changes. We need to allow him to bed in and get sorted. Yeah, look, it's a pressurized environment. That goes with the territory. We're trying to win a title. We're trying to win a Champions League. You know, look, Retro put a good little question in. Do you think our technical coaching needs to be improved, as the finishing seemed to be awful at times? I mean, you look at. So I was lucky to be in the stadium early, and I'm looking at I'm even just looking at the David Raya kind of warm up, and I'll tell you what, the effort and the shift he makes just actually as a professional, like for the warm up, is like unreal. The way he covers the whole kind of goal, up one side goes another, unbelievable. I looked at the finishing and the stuff at the start. They do work on it. You know, it's all the little kind of movements, shots into goal, really look sharp. But Mark, as you probably allude to, pressure is different, isn't it? So
100% for me, Paul. It was completely different from like warm ups, etc. Do you know what, Paul? I just think that the guys need to calm down. And do you know, the Arsenal fans, or a section of the Arsenal fans, online fans, don't like him, but Kai Havertz is going to make his difference when he's back shortly as well. And like, people are not going to understand how crazy this is going to be. And maybe that is the problem. Maybe this was the original issue at Arsenal. Havertz was meant to be fit. Havertz was meant to be there, and maybe we would just gently break Gyökeres into this side. However, Jesus was out with the ACL. Havertz has went down with a recurrent injury, so he's went down as well. And Gyökeres has had to basically play from day one without any kind of introduction back into the side, and even he's picked up an injury, just missing a couple of games, but even he's picked up that. So I just let the support come back towards him, and let's see what's there. But you're right, Paul. There's a difference when you do something under pressure and you're doing it not in pressure. The levels Arsenal can get to and will get to at the back end of the season, I've absolutely no doubt that these goals will come, Paul. I've absolutely no doubt. Just at the moment, it just seems that there's constant changes within the side, and we can't just nail down. But I guess this is one of the problems when you're in every competition. This is what happens because you've got to rotate, so you can't get that momentum going within your within your team. So yeah, it's just something we have to live with, and we just keep going through it, and hopefully get these players back, Paul. But you're absolutely right. I mean, me taking a penalty at you in the back garden, mate, is hardly the same as being up in the Emirates in front of the crowd taking a penalty kick. It's just finishing in that moment, in that pressure environment is completely different, mate.
Yeah, no, definitely. Just having a quick look. Yeah, Rich said about Gyökeres, I think he was anonymous and off the pace, but he needs time after the injury and needs to learn where we pass the ball, not where he expects the ball to be. I think, I think there's probably ground in between both of those. I think on that side, look, that comes through hard training. And as I said, unfortunately, your training, unfortunately, is on the football pitch in front of a packed Marina stadium. In the short of it, there's not enough time, I think, to really kind of build that kind of that relationship. And I think it probably will be a slow burner, but it's having to be a harder watch because, he's having to do it in a pressurized situation, and something so random being in a football match. He hasn't got the ability to kind of look at patterns and play and try and work on how we play in our style. Not had it. So sad to see. But as I said, it's one of those. Like I said, had Havertz been probably available as well, then like Mark said, it would have been a bedding in period. But he's had to go straight on to get sorted. So it is what it is. But look, we get to injury time. 6 minutes gets kind of put up. They messed up the boards. We knew that when they tried to do it. I think one of the boards was messed up, and then they pulled it out. And then, Mark, they equalised. What did you think to the goal?
You know what? I don't think anyone was to blame for the goal, and people probably go for Hincapié with it. But I didn't feel that it was anyone's fault, and I just thought it was absolutely typical. I think that is probably their second shot on target, the one in the first half that could have been a goal, and then here we are. And teams do that. This is the standard of the Premier League. Teams will do that. But just at that point, Paul, I wasn't angry at the goal being scored. I was more angry at the players for the performance and not being able. We should be 2-3 up at this point, and here we are scrambling for. Scrambling now to try and win a game. It was ridiculous, in my opinion, Paul. Absolutely.
We found it. Sorry, just cut. We found it just baffling. Just with we were almost fighting ourselves. To push out. Not something. I'm not talking about the fans are fighting each other. It's like the players were kind of almost fighting themselves to kind of get up the pitch, get out, and start kind of doing it. It just seemed so odd. Because I think
It was ridiculous, Paul. We're 30 yards. We were inside our own 30 yards. Every player, honestly, normally David Raya I've seen a video of David Raya almost sitting on the bench having a cup of tea while the game's going on because he's that far out.
I've seen that as well. But that's a regular kind of thing where you see going up. It's a dead ball situation.
If that's our goalkeeper doing that, Paul, why are we pushing ourselves that far back into? I don't get it.
No, that was early. I think that was early in the game, weren't it? So, but again, he takes on instructions. He'd come out, and we had a free kick in the other half. I don't see nothing wrong with that. I don't think that's a cause of potentially why he's been lobbed.
No. I don't know. I'm just pointing out the fact that, on that point, where you can see David is almost on the halfway line. Why, or actually is on the halfway line, he's actually talking to the bench, and the game's a way to kick off with a free kick to Arsenal, and then all of a sudden, that's our goalkeeper, and then all of a sudden, we get to the back end of the game, and every single one of our players are within the 30 yards of our box. It was ridiculous how far deep back that we dropped, Paul. It was ridiculous.
I couldn't believe that, just like how animated Arteta was on the side, because he was, I don't believe it was ever an instruction from him, and I believe the players have suddenly kind of done that and just allowed Wolves to have the ball. And that was going on, I think, from even Jesus coming on time. I think it was almost about 15 minutes before the end, and it was why are we allowing them to have so much ball? And we got to a point of a couple of minutes left, and then obviously they had this chance, and we kept on giving the ball away and not moving out. Look, it's a header that's, he's used the pace of the ball that's kind of where it's come into him and directed. And I heard a viewpoint that Raya's positioning was the fault of the goal, and it was well, what are you? How are you seeing this? And I'm suddenly thinking, you're not expecting Raya to be still standing the side of the goal where the ball has come from at that point. So when that player's got the header or he's about to head the ball and he heads the ball into the other side of the goal, you're not going to then moan at Raya for not being in the other side of the goal to save the ball.
They've never done anything wrong at all for that. That was just that's all ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. They've done absolutely zero wrong. And it was just the whole team. And as you said, Arteta was animated. It's the other 10 players on the park. Paul, see, during the game, I'll not repeat on your channel, but I actually said a few swear words at the time, and I was like, Joggers, do not come over the halfway line. Get your boots white. I want to see white chalk on your boots, mate. Just stay at that halfway line. Do not come back. And it was the same with from Martinelli and Saka as well. It's if you're going to open teams up like this, we need to be real spread out and make it happen.
Just have an out ball.
Exactly, 100%. There was none. Where was the out ball if you're 30 yards from your own goal, Paul? Where's that out ball? There's no out ball.
No,
you're pumping it up and they're bringing it back. It's as simple as that. And it was ridiculous. It was absolutely ridiculous. And again, maybe it is a bit like you touched on it, Paul, but do we all think this was a foregone conclusion? Because there's me thinking, do you know what, arrogantly, we could leave our centre forward up. We shouldn't be defending this deep because we're only playing Wales. So maybe that mentality was in all of us, Paul, but it certainly was there with the players, mate. It was certainly there with the players, and I just didn't like that. The end of that game was ridiculous, mate.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it wasn't great watching on that side. And again, look, we're fighting for the chance to be title winners,
Mm-hmm.
and to see that was a little bit disappointing. I think on that side again. I think we should still be taking the game to them, no matter. Yeah, and look, there is obviously that one. If they do break whatever, then so be it. But yeah, I don't think we should have been in that kind of position. But it was there, and cue a load of fans leaving the ground, and I looked at it and I was kind of bemused. I know we got 6 minutes. And the game has been, and you're looking at probably the game, and you're probably saying, "Are we going to get back into it?" You're probably majority of people saying, "Oh no, it's done." But we know football; it's never done, and some of the most glorious moments are done late on. And look, we saw those people go. The videos, seeing people stream out. No work in the morning. Yeah, look, it baffles me. It baffled me. And look, I think Jesus coming on, he does always give you a sense that he's going to kind of make something happen. Whether or not that's just his tenacity with the press and just a little bit of cuteness. I think he's good. He just offers us a little bit different to what we've got. And all we've got are the more physical kind of characters, the profile of players. Well, Marino, Havertz, and obviously Gyökeres. And he's the elephant in the room, where he's obviously that smaller kind of player. But I'll tell you what, if we can get him back to a level of where he was a couple of years ago, we've got a player there that could unlock a few doors, I think, for the team. Certainly with the press and everything like that. So I don't expect him to be sold. I think he does offer something. I'm not saying he'll be the number one starter, but as I say, and as we saw in the final moments, he's caused proper chaos with that ball coming in from Saka. Really good ball. And the guys just planted the ball in there. What expression could you use when he popped that in?
I couldn't repeat it on a podcast, Paul. It would be inappropriate. But I thought he scored that. Yeah, no, I have changed. So I couldn't share that. But I thought he scored that, and I couldn't be more delighted. And I absolutely agree, Paul. He has got a massive, massive part to play, and without disrespecting players, we've had players that like previous, but we're no longer bringing off an Eddie Nketiah off the bench. There's going to be a world where it's going to be Havertz up top, and we could replace him with Mourinho, Gyökeres, or Jesus. What a world to be living in! Going into the back end of the season, is exactly where I want to be, and Arsenal certainly should be. But the overall feeling, Paul, for me was it was like a relief. But this is what champions do. They play horrendously well when they find a way to win a game, and even if it's own goals, you need this. At the end of the season, if Arsenal were Premier League champions, people are not going to look back and say, but you had 2 own goals against Wolves. They're like, this game will be forgot about first and foremost. So the only thing that mattered was the 3 points. I don't care about anything else. As I say, we've touched on it, the break that the guys need. Arteta needs to get them into training. They need to recruit and go again, and that'll certainly happen this week. Just overriding it was really unfair on Wales, if I'm being honest. They deserved at least a point out of that game. We were never at it. But am I taking it? You bet I am. I 1,000,000%. I'm taking these 3 points, and thank you very much. And we move, Paul. But it was dreadful of the high standard. It was absolutely. And for the fans leaving, 6 months to go, as you said, Paul. Get a grip of yourselves. If any of you guys are watching, just please do me a favour. If you got the opportunity to go and buy yourself an Arsenal ticket off the exchange, or you've got someone that you could buy, if you're not going to add anything to the stadium, just don't attend. Please don't attend. For Arsenal to win the Premier League, we need number one fans. We need the team being bang at it. We need everything aligned, Paul. And I've been down for a number of games, especially the midweek games, and they're absolutely terrible. As you said, 8 o'clock on a Saturday night, you could be drinking with your mates and having a laugh. You've no work the next day. There's no excuse for it whatsoever.
No.
The stadium is flat, mate, and it's Arsenal fans do know how to make a stadium flat. Normally, it does not happen on a Saturday or a Sunday, but unfortunately, it did yesterday.
Yeah, no, definitely. But look, yeah, the main thing is 3 points, and that's all it is. And yeah, I don't think Wolves deserve the point. I think for what they've done, they were unlucky to kind of get there. I still think we've done enough to win the game, or certainly create the chances to have actually got something from the game, or actually won it without the fucking madness. And yeah, excuse my French. But we created chances, we had chances, and as I said, on another day, we probably do take 2-3 of those. And yeah, I look at it, I think, look, it's 3 points. We've got out of it. We've got out of jail on that side. Again, we've seen it before. Look at that West Ham game last couple of years ago, at home around Christmas. And then we lost 2-0, and we absolutely we created about 32, 33 shots on goal, had about 6 on target, and the rest off target. You have your moments.
Did Rice give away a penalty in that game?
Yes, yeah.
That one,
and then it was the Bowen one that went off for a corner, or sorry, goal kick, and he blocked the angle of the ball or the camera. So they gave the goal, but we've had those. But as I said, it's one of those, and you'll always get it. Let's sit. You're going to drop points, and as everyone just feels so. Everyone just seems so defeatist. And this is where I get the rhetoric from how the game's gone. It's like, because Man City have started picking up a few points and getting a performance together, they think, it's done, dusted. So, yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I've never heard such defeatist stuff from something so quick.
Paul, you're guaranteed to win a trophy this season. I just don't see us getting stopped. And I actually think it's going to be one of the majors. I honestly do. I've watched a lot of football in my lifetime. I'm like a bit older than most, and what I see is, honestly, I can see the second half of the season being absolutely amazing. And here we are, disappointed, or the fans disappointed. We're top of the Champions League. We're top of the Premier League. We're winning games uncly. Last season, and I always felt to win a Premier League, Paul, you had to go out and you had to beat your Cities, your Liverpools, your Uniteds, etc. But we've seen it over the past. It's not their games that tripped Arsenal up. It was your Southamptons, it was your Wolves, your Brightons, etc. And we'd go in a cluster of 3 games of dropping points. And all of a sudden, we're not picking up like maximum points against the top sides, but we're finding a way, and that's the key point past the bottom teams where we normally struggle.
Yeah.
We're finding that way. And that, for me, is a sign of champions. You look at the points that we could gain in the top 6 against the top 6, and you look at the rest of the league. The main points are the teams down there, Paul, and we're doing it now. So I'm frustrated, but I'm not frustrated enough to be angry or annoyed. I just feel that, do you know what, Arsenal right now, as we said, Paul, we're in every competition. We're played every 3 days. Most Arsenal players are on international duty as well. There's no freaking break. Declan Rice is ill and he's still getting pulled into the side. There's no break there for our players. So this week is the first week that we get 7 days off. And quite frankly, I am absolutely delighted, Paul. I want to watch Arsenal every 3 days. I want to watch them every day. But I am delighted that I'm not going to watch them until next week against Everton, because we need that to regroup and see where we're at, Paul.
Yeah, no, definitely, Mark, definitely. Yeah, hopefully it's a good time off, and they can get a little bit of respite, and at least hopefully we might actually see if we actually get someone back, or try and just see if we can just get a bit of just a bit of like flat ground. I think with all, because it just seems like we get one back and then another one goes. So it's just one in, one out, and it's like there's no real change. So just hope now we can start getting them back quicker than we're actually losing them, because look, we don't want Ben White. I imagine Ben White's going to be out for a few weeks. Hopefully it's not a tear. Hopefully it's just a precautionary. I felt it.
But Paul, the thing is, he's actually played like 3-4 games back to back because we've not had an option. He just came back from injury, and he's like, every game we've had to play him. Saliba's out, Gabriel's out, and Timber. We're doing the same with Timber as well.
Yeah,
and Timber's been coming back from like serious injury as well. So. He's came back from it, but he is broken down a couple of times. We need to be so careful. And do you know what? I don't want injuries, but see if anyone's going to drop, just make it one of our forwards or one of my midfielders, mate, because there is freaking cover. We are down to like half of our defence is out. It is just mental that it's that one position that's really getting hit. Or maybe that's where we're noticing it the most, is like bombarded. I don't think there's even an option now. I think we have 5 defenders right now that are fit. Paul, I don't know, is that correct?
I can't confirm, but I imagine that's pretty much there. Look, you can only see from Bruges, and you suddenly see the youngster come on, Salmon, and he come on, obviously 16 years old, and you suddenly think for him to come on, we're obviously short.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he done well, and I had a chat with Richard regarding him, because me and Richard were having a talk regarding like the state of the defence, and he actually did play a bit of pre-season that Richard properly pointed out, but. When you're going for like what we're going for, Paul, we kind of do need for strong guys in there, and not be pushing the likes of Timber and Ben Whites and players that have been constantly injured that much. We're able to rotate the rest of the squad. We just cannot do it with our defence, and it seems like we're almost like making a rod for our own back, although it cannot be helped. Because we're just having to play defenders, play. Now, I could only see Saliba being in that side for the next 8 games, solid, regardless of what they are, because there's not going to be any other defenders to take his place, so there's never any respite for these guys. But sorry, I'm speaking too much.
That's all right, cool. That's all good. I think we've covered the game. I think we've gone through enough of what we really want to kind of go through. I think we'll finish up the quiz, and then we'll kind of round up. But it's been good conversation on the game, and let's hope this little break does us some good. So everyone, get ready for the final 2 rounds. It's a music quiz. Round. Who had a hit with A Little Respect in 1988? Mark, you're about 20 then, weren't you?
That's bad. I do know the answer to that, though. That is bad, Paul. That's bad. Arithmetic. No, it's not arithmetic. It's Asia. It's Asia. It's Asia. I can't even see that because the writing's too small, but I guarantee you it's for Asia, isn't it?
Yeah, we got a couple there. Yeah, it was. Who has this tattoo on their left arm? Ozzy Osbourne, Axl Rose, Anthony Kiedis, or Ricky Wilson?
Axl Rose, I would say. Pop back in a minute.
Yeah, no worries, mate. And it's Axl Rose. In what year did Shampoo have their only number 1 hit Trouble? I don't think that's a number 11 hit. I think that is actually number 1 hit. Surprisingly. Got there, 1995. Can you put the lyrics of the Coldplay song Yellow in the correct order? Oh, only two winning for that one, and only one was right. Okay, what is the opening soundtrack to Iron Man 3? I Want It That Way, Living La Vida Loca, Blue, Da Bi Da, My Name Is. It was Blue. Dabadi. Who is singing alongside Michael Crawford here? Who's that? Up to 5. 6. 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Sarah Brightman. Of course, Richard got top marks. What time in the morning does KLF sing about in their song Eternal? Answer between 1 and 12. Okay, it was 3. No correct answers. Okay, which of the two, or which of the following two are albums by The Strokes? Mingles, Room on Fire, Safe Room, Modern Age. Might be a fluke. 3 right there. The Room on Fire in the Modern Age. Okay, put the following One Direction albums in release date order. Mark will know this one.
No way. You're not going to read that one, mate. Hell
Get to see who are the One Direction fans. Come on.
I'll tell
2
you,
seconds.
I'd want to get this question wrong.
Oh, and everyone did, yeah.
Did that?
Yeah. Okay, who is this star from the 1950s? This is an evil question. Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, Johnny Cash, Roy Orbison.
Johnny Cash?
Buddy Holly.
Buddy Holly? Oh, Mark, that's terrible.
Go. Right. So United is better. Top marks in round 4. Right, we're going to go straight to the final round and round up the show. Yeah, thanks everyone for staying along watching. Just over 2 hours, so it's been a bit of a mammoth show. So if you don't already, please like and subscribe to the channel. It really help us. So please get involved. Yeah, round 5 is picture round. In this scene from Borat Cultural Learnings, Borat introduces us to his sister by telling us her profession. But what is it? Wrestler, dancer, farmer, prostitute. Was of course a prostitute. Okay, which Michael Jackson movie video is this image from? Thriller, Bad, Smooth Criminal, or Billie Jean? Was Bad. Okay, whose logo is this? Arctic Monkeys, Apple Media, Antarctic Monkeys, or Arctic Roll? Famous band, Arctic Roll. It's the Arctic Monkeys. 3 of you
Is
right.
that band you were into?
Huh?
Were you into them?
Like a few bits, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same.
Okay, what is the name of this monkey from Aladdin? Bobo, Baloo, Abu, Ababa. Okay, and it of course is Abu. Richard got it wrong. Oh. Which singer made Janet Jackson have a wardrobe malfunction in the 2004 Super Bowl halftime show? Michael Jackson, Kanye West, Jay-Z, Justin Timberlake.
Kanye West. Got to be Kanye West. Mr. Penn? No, it wasn't that one. Kanye West. It has to be Kanye West.
Justin Timberlake. You can. I think Yeah.
Anybody get that right?
2, I think it was. This has become a familiar picture, but how many Grammy Awards does Adele have in total? 15, 12, 16, or 19?
Surely.
It is 15. No one got it right.
Should stop being in the quiz a bit one.
Yeah. Oh, hello. What's going on here? Which two celebs are these kids dressed as? Jay-Z and Beyonce, Mr. and Mrs. Obama, Rihanna and Chris Brown, Kim and Kanye.
I'm not even guessing.
Kim and Kanye. Okay, just the one. I might be a fluke. Okay, which film is this scene from? So, it is Saturday Night Fever, Grease, Face Off, or Pulp Fiction. It is Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Classic. Okay, and an evil question now. Final one, I believe. In this episode of Friends, Ross is angry that someone ate his sandwich. What was the name of the secret in the middle that made it so special? Wet Wisher, Moist Maker, Sexy Slice, or Cream Creator?
Wouldn't have a clue.
No. And we're going to go Moist Maker. Okay. Ross said that the secret was a slice of bread soaked in gravy. He called it the Moist Maker. And that's the end of the round. I might be a fluke, won that. So well done, everyone. So, drum roll. Oh, and guess what? Richard's won. Mark, you have to up your game.
I did. Yeah, I only played round 1.
I know, but you need to get better. So, can someone take on and beat Richard?
Yeah, I will do it next week. I'll make sure that I've got battery power. Yeah.
Well done, Richard. Well done, AFC. 12.98. Well done, Jazz McJazz Hands. 13. The top 3. So well done, everyone. It's been, like I say, it's been a long one. But I think we've had a good discussion about the Arsenal, and yeah, a little bit of fun with the quiz. If you want to get involved again, register on the website and get involved, and we'll look to do it. But please like and subscribe on the channel. We are growing, and then we'll get on and hopefully get things moving a bit more, and certainly get some more stuff going on with regards to the quiz and get stuff sorted. And yeah, please drop Mark a follow as well on Ashburton Grove. Give a little look out. And as I say, thanks, Mark, for coming on at short notice. It's all good.
Anything, bro.
And Yeah, the chat, well done. Kept it going. Retro, Rich, even Emerson. Look, lots of them. So let's keep it going. Let's build it up, and look, we go again. Everton away next week. So thank you, everyone, and yeah, good night, and come on, you Gunners.
Come on, you Gunners.
See you later, all.